Um, Hi everyone, welcome to the introduction video for the coding mindset. If you're going to be teaching this course, then this video is for you. We'll talk about everything you need to know so that you can teach this effectively. So first and most importantly, you want to start out off talking about where coding is in our world. It'll give kids a sense of perspective, really. And frankly, at the beginning, we just want to make them want to code because a lot of kids think coding might be kind of boring, except the ones interested in computer science. But for the rest of them, we want them to know that even if you're like coding has a lot of applications in a lot of cool fields. So you definitely want to talk about all of these. If you want to do any research on your own, you can talk about specific things, specific like algorithms or something in space travel that were derived by code, specific ways that code has helped scientific research, whatever you want. Um, this slide, is an expansion on the previous one. You can relate it back, really, with the cars, the PS3. These are things that kids will relate to. Here you can talk about job opportunities. You really want to hype these up, which is why, of course, we're referencing like Google and Apple as big name brands. But you kind of want to hype this up so that kids understand really, how how useful coding is. And yeah, if you want to like be like $70,000 a year, like or even more, you can drag that out essentially. Um, yeah, because that is what coding is, isn't it? It's a lot that there are a lot of job opportunities. So here we talk about what is coding, and this is where we want to kind of get rid of any of those myths or preconceptions that people have, incorrect ones. Um, so we want them to stop thinking that coding is about a specific language or a specific development environment. Coding is a mindset. We want to reach it out. Coding isn't some tangible thing. Instead, it's a way of thinking. It's a pattern of logic. So you want to think like a computer, like a compiler. You want to be able to go through things step by step in a logical, organized way. And you need to emphasize that, experienced programmers don't know every language. They don't know everything about every language. Uh, you can even give personal anecdotes if you code, but yeah, you need to emphasize that. Beginner programmers think that it's very important to learn everything about a language, all the functions, all the methods. But for experienced programmers, all they need to know is the syntax, and everything else they can just research because they know what they want and they know how to get there. So all they need to do is research how to get there. Continuing, you know, this is more of an explanation of coding, and you also need to emphasize how important this will be in the future because, with the world moving towards robots and all of that, I mean, you're either the person that makes the robots or the person that codes the robots. That's where the real meat of it is coming through. So you need to emphasize those facts for the kids. And again, it's used in all industries. We really do want kids to like coding. That's a very important part of this. Now, you can bring up personal experiences and anecdotes of that you've had coding. Times when you thought it would work and it didn't, and you don't know why. And you want to emphasize how good it feels at the end to finally to have something that works, the satisfaction that you feel. And then you also want to talk about this coding process. It's a bit funny, so make it funny. Don't be super serious about it. Talk about how you have your ideas and then you just write code. And then it doesn't work and you have to debug and fix it. And you go back and you do that. And you do that again and again. And that's what experienced programmers do. But when you finally finish and you get it right, that feels good. You need to emphasize that to them. So this is more knowledge oriented. This is talking about Python and Java, two of the main coding languages. Some of their uses. Computer vision basically means using a camera, looking at things, and then what can you do with that? Artificial intelligence, pretty obvious, along with machine learning. And with Java, you can make applications, games. A lot of early apps were developed in Java, and the same thing with a lot of games. A lot of the software that's used to make games even now is based in Java. And finally, this last slide is where can kids learn? They can learn more code at these two websites. You might actually want to check them out before you give them the presentation. And yeah, that's really all coding is. So, you know, to recap, what we want to do is we want to get kids interested in code. We want to show them that it's not boring, it's not dull, it's not just sitting at a desk and writing code over and over and all of that. It's actually something far more interesting and unique and a very cool experience. And then we want to, you know, introduce them to the mindset, right? That idea of, if you think about things compartmentally, and if you break things down, right? How does reading work? Reading, you look at every character and that makes up the word, and then you look at all the words together and that makes up the sentence. So coding works in a similar way. You have an end goal, so you have to break it down into small pieces of what you want to happen. And that's really the mindset we need. That's what we're trying to teach. Uh, Anyways, thank you for listening to this. I hope you guys have fun teaching. And yeah, good luck.